Morning, everyone. My name's Alison Mattingly. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Breckinridge Health. Normally behind the scenes, behind the cameras, but today we changed things up a little bit. I am sitting with Jill Carden, a native of Breckinridge County. She actually lives in Elizabethtown now. She works with Silverleaf in Elizabethtown, and she is here today to talk to us a little bit about Silverleaf and what she's doing here in Breckinridge County. Welcome back, Jill.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Jill and I go way back. She actually graduated with my little sister, Erin. So I have known Jill for a very, very long time.
Yes, and it's always nice to come home. So
always.
Welcome. So thanks for having me this morning.
No problem.
April, for those of you who don't know, is Sexual Assault and Child Abuse Awareness Month. So this is a national month, and because of where I work and what we do at Silverleaf, it's the biggest month of the year for us. So Silverleaf is located in Elizabethtown. However, we provide services to the 8 counties of the Lincoln Trail Ad District. And if my coffee has kicked in, I'll be able to name them all for you.
I was about to ask, what all counties does that include?
So that is Carden and LaRue County, Breck, Meade and Grayson, Nelson, Marion, and Washington.
I am impressed.
Thank you, thank you. I've had some practice with that.
I understand.
So for those 8 counties, Silverleaf, we are a nonprofit organization. We are the region's local rape crisis and child advocacy center. And we provide services to individuals, victims of sexual violence, and their caregivers. All of our services are free, and my job as executive director is to make sure that folks in all of our 8 counties know that we exist and that we're a resource for them.
Awesome. I don't think that a lot of people here in the county, as well as some of the surrounding counties, realize that Silverleaf provides those services to people here.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like, unfortunately, it is an increasing need.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. You never want to think about those things happening in your hometown, but it seems like it's inevitable, unfortunately.
Right. And I don't know that we're actually seeing an increase in sexual violence, but what I do think is happening is the more that people are educated and aware, the more that victims and those in leadership are more likely to catch it, which is a good thing. And so our job at Silverleaf, we provide a lot of different services. We provide a 24-hour crisis line for victims. We respond to hospitals. So even here at Breck Memorial, if there's a victim that comes into the emergency room here, the hospital will call Silverleaf, and regardless of the day or the time or the middle of the night, we're going to send someone here to be with the victim if they want us here. And we'll talk to them about what their rights are and what resources and services we can offer them. We also offer free therapy services to victims and their caregivers. We offer what's called advocacy, which for a lot of victims that are going through the legal process, it's really overwhelming and confusing. So our advocates will walk them through the process so they know, what does an arraignment mean? When's the next court date? What's happened in the case? And our advocates can work with the family for the length of the case, which can sometimes be years. So all of those services are free, and those services are really in response to victimization. We also offer services that are on the prevention side of it, which we feel like are just as important.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You hear all the time about everything, prevention.
Mm-hmm.
That's in healthcare as far as physicals are concerned, and
Mm-hmm.
making sure you have your mammogram, your colonoscopy, all of that stuff.
Right.
So the more education that's out there about these services and preventing this from happening, I think that's wonderful that you're out here doing that.
Mm-hmm. So we have educators that are across our 8 counties, and they spend a lot of the times in the school system. And so we have prevention and education programs for the little bitties, so body safety, talking about good touch, bad touch, uncomfortable touch. And we provide services all the way through college age
Oh, wow.
curriculum. And so for the older teens, we're talking about healthy relationships. We're talking about intervening with all types of negative behavior, things like bullying. If you see bullying happen at school, how do you intervene? It's teaching teenagers about consent and what does that look like, and not necessarily consent just for sex, but consent in general. How do you know if someone you're dating wants to kiss you? So it's basic level skills where we're teaching teenagers how to ask for consent and how they know that they have consent before they, engage in anything in their relationship.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This statistic right here scared me. I did not realize that it was that
Prevalent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we were talking about before we got on camera is nationally, pretty consistently, the statistics have been 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men at some point in their life will be a victim of sexual violence. Well, when you look at the stats for Kentucky, we're looking at almost 1 in 2 women and 1 in 5. I want to make sure I was quoting that right. 1 in 5 men, and that's a horrific stat for our state. The other thing that we talk about a lot with individuals is I think that it's hard to talk about sexual violence. It's hard to talk about child abuse. It's hard to talk about neglect. Those are not nice things to think about. But the reality is, the stats tell us we know victims, whether they've chosen to tell us or not, and that's their right to tell their story. But the reality is we all know victims, and we probably know a lot of victims. And so for us at Silverleaf, not only are we trying to provide services for victims, but we also want to educate people in how to respond to victims and survivors when they tell their story.
You're going to see her out and about putting up signs and pinwheels. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky is a state organization, and their whole goal is education and prevention of child abuse specifically. So April is Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so it's a dual month.
Gotcha.
But the blue pinwheels are a symbol that Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky has chosen to bring awareness. So last week, one of the things that we get to do every year is plant pinwheels on the lawn at Frankfurt. And so Prevent Child Abuse has a ceremony, and we go out and we plant thousands of pinwheels on the lawn. And so today I'm really excited, especially this being my hometown. I will be planting pinwheels across Hardensburg.
Awesome.
And I'm hoping that folks will kind of look for them. And I hope it starts a conversation. I hope people ask, what are these pinwheels about? And that folks start the conversation about why that's important. And I'm hoping that every year that the number of pinwheels that we see in Breckinridge County just keeps expanding.
Awesome. I know there'll be some here at the hospital. Where else are you going to be out and about today?
Well, the judge executive has, Mars Lucas has allowed me to put up another banner again this year, so
Awesome.
They'll be there in the square. And then some of the local businesses have agreed to put out pinwheels again, so just
That's
be
great.
on the lookout for them.
Very good. Now, do you all have a phone number, website that people can get more information about your services?
Absolutely. So probably the best place to find information is on our website. It's www.silverleafky.org. And we are open in the Elizabethtown Clinic Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and you're always welcome to give us a call during business hours at 270-234-9236. However, even if it's after hours, because we have a 24-hour crisis line, let's say you get off work and you have a question and it's after business hours, go ahead and give us a call. Somebody's going to answer the phone.
Now, and you're talking not Central Time. as far as your all's normal business hours,
Oh,
right?
that's right. I have to make the conversion.
Yeah.
So
Fast time, slow time thing.
yeah. So sorry about that. It's fast time. So
Yeah.
yeah. So give us a call. Check us out on the website. There's also an email address on there if you have any questions. It's contact us at silverleafky.org. And so if you have a question, if you're interested in volunteering, if you're interested in donating time or talents, that's the best way to reach us, and either myself or one of the other staff will respond back to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jill, for taking a few minutes and talking to us a little bit today about why you're here, and you are more than welcome to come back anytime and talk to us again. And
Be careful with that, because I probably will.
And that's okay. That's okay. We want people to be aware of these services because you definitely are a need in all of these counties.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having us on, and I look forward to continued conversations.
Very good. All right. Well, Breckinridge County, be on the lookout for all these pinwheels. If you need more information, contact Jill at Silverleaf, and have a wonderful rest of your day.